right, welcome to the Nikki Clarke Show. I'm your host, Nikki Clarke. How you doing? Awesome. I'm so delighted to be here, and thank you so much for joining the live edition of the Nikki Clarke Show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time, and I invite people from all walks of life to come and share their heart stories, stories of transformation, empowerment, and upliftment. And I am so excited to introduce our first guest. She is the amazing woman of many talents, and known as the Iron Goddess Woman of Niagara, and she's also the author of the Iron Goddess Code. So please welcome Kathy Brodeur to the show.
Thank you very much, Nikki. It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure, and you look stunning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. So, Kathy, you wear many hats. You are, the owner of the Iron Goddess franchise brand. You just launched an incredible book, which I'm so excited to dive in. But tell us, what is the story behind all of that? What got you going? What's your background?
So I am here to bring a new fire. I want to be able to empower people, women, men, to educate them and to inspire them that we need to work from the inside out. We all know that fitness and nutrition is what we should be doing, but we need to understand that if we are not working on our internal selves, our inner strengths, nothing sustainable can stick on the outside. So my story is basically, I've always known that my purpose was to help people through fitness and nutrition, which I have done. But after leaving an abusive marriage and healing myself and developing this code of principles that we should be following to allow us to communicate better with others, I realized that my purpose was a much bigger one. And it's to have people understand it's the inside that we need to work on to reflect to be an incredible outer being, rather than what most people do, have the outer environment reflect and work on the inside. So it's just to kind of get that message out that that's the way we should be viewing things.
Okay, excellent. And, there's been so many changes in terms of the dynamics of interacting with people and certain parts of what we're used to in our everyday life has, been slowed down or shut down. And I know the fitness industry has had to make a little bit of a pivot. So can you tell me a little bit about how you kind of transformed with that flow to keep the ideas of fitness going?
Yes. So what I've done is I've taken everything online into the Iron Goddess membership. And we do offer like fitness and nutrition and mindset. And it's just about teaching people. What we do is we break it down in the first 3 months of the membership. We identify unhealthy habits, and then we instill and start to create and live by new healthy habits, because it takes up to 6 weeks to adjust to those new habits. And that's once we have those new habits, then it's about changing our belief system and owning our responsibilities and being accountable for our lives, not putting the blame on anybody else and taking that responsibility ourselves. And then once we have that, then we start working from there. But always fitness and nutrition is always working in there, but making sure that on the inner work, that's what we're doing, is making sure we're creating those new healthy habits.
Absolutely. So, shining from the inside out and showing your inner goddess. Yes. And God, and that's a beautiful way to live your life. Absolutely. So can you identify some of the unhealthy habits that people may have approached you with that you need to kind of reframe and adjust in the way they do things?
The biggest thing, of course, like people talk about how they do emotional eating and that kind of thing. So we try and correlate how they're feeling with different types of emotions that they have, like when they're eating certain things. But it's more important than that, I think, is being able to control your mindset, living in the present moment. That's a really big thing, because so many people, when they are in autopilot, they're either living in the fear of the past or living in worry of the future. They're never really living. They're not here. They're not focused on what is happening in front of them. It's always everything either before or after. And I think that's probably to me, one of the most important things is that mindset, making sure that people are living intimately in the present. That is the first place to start.
Okay. All right. So change your mindset, and then the rest will happen. Will follow. Yeah. Absolutely. So how has your life been transformed by pursuing this passion project of yours?
Well, I love what I do. There's no question. And the biggest thing for me, especially since releasing the book, there has been many, many clients, many men, many women who have read the book and who have come back to me with really heartwarming stories, how they thought that they were alone in certain abusive situations, toxic situations, whatever they might be. And it's given them hope to know that because I'm not just a coach, but I've actually lived through this and I've survived it. And it's given them hope. And to me, that is the biggest thing that's come from this.
Absolutely. So establishing a new freedom is what people can enjoy by 100%. Reading this book. And can you give us maybe 2 lessons that you've shared with the reader that we can enjoy?
So some of the principles that I have in here, probably the number one, the biggest, well, we talked about mindfulness already. That's one of them. The biggest one is self-love. That you must love yourself no matter what. You are worthy, you are loved, you are enough. And that's the first thing that people have to realize and understand. And once they have a grasp on that, then the other principles are much easier to fall into place, like vulnerability, boundaries, that kind of thing. But boundaries is another big thing too. Acknowledging your personal boundaries and other people's boundaries. Vulnerability, not being afraid to show who you really are, your authenticity. Those are the major principles that I live by now.
Excellent, excellent. And anything coming up that we should be aware of? Any workshops online or maybe in person?
Yeah, actually, we are looking at releasing. We have a 30-day challenge that is coming up, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, that will be released online. And it is, of course, you will end up losing weight, but the most important thing with this challenge is to change your habits, to change your eating habits, to change your fitness habits, to change your mindset habits. Because if we can do that over 30 days or get you on the path of doing that, then we've set you up for success of life. When you have a challenge that is strictly based on losing weight, at the end of 30 days, have you really learned anything to take forward?
Right.
So I think that there's a lot to take forward with this challenge.
So you're providing the tools for
yes.
a longer duration of weight loss than just a quick fix.
Absolutely. It's about the entire package, mind, body, and soul.
Okay. So how much weight are we talking in 30 days? Because I'm signing up.
Well, you know what? It doesn't really, it's not really based on how much weight you lose. It's changing your eating habits and understanding that when you change these eating habits, how it affects your mood, how it affects your energy level, how it affects everything. So it really depends. But what the idea is that it's sustainable past the 30 days.
Fantastic. And you also have a membership program.
Yes, we do. Okay. So we have the membership, and the membership, the first 3 months, that's where I was talking about identifying the unhealthy habits, changing the habits, and then taking accountability for the habits. And then we start to get into all areas of our life that we work with: sexuality, relationships, financial, everything, because it's all a part of when we have control of our inner self. It affects every single level of who we are.
Absolutely. Well, I've learned so much from you. Thank you so much, Kathy. And where can people meet you on social media?
So on social media, it's Kathy, Kathy _ Brodeur, Brodeur, or the Iron Goddess Energy on Instagram.
Fantastic. Kathy, thank you so much. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for the book.
Enjoy.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll be back.